Hi, and welcome back to another car conversation on this, I'm going to say, gloomy yet beautiful Saturday. I say that because it's a beautiful day anytime we get to be awake, alive, and part of it. Even though it was snowing this morning and it's kind of drizzling a little bit and it is cold. It is 33 degrees outside. But you know what? It's still a great day. So let's jump right on in to today's car conversation. And I'm going to be talking about 3 ways, I should say I'll be sharing with you 3 ways to be yourself and live your truth. So here are 3 mind shifts that will help you release the fear, confusion, and judgment that's keeping you from living your most authentic life. And I say that because a lot of us, are not living our authentic lives because of fear, because of the judgment that we face from other people, and because of confusion, i.e. not knowing exactly what it is that we really want to do. So, number 1, get clear. And if you know me, then you know I love saying get clear, okay? So you need to get clear with all that is going on in the world today. Our voice can get lost in a sea of other voices, okay? And it's time you find yourself by doing something you love. It can be traveling for a couple of months. Come on now, if you can afford it, maybe just say, look, I'm gonna pack up and for a couple of months, I'm gonna travel to different places and just experience different things. You might be a cabin person and you want to travel to the Smoky Mountains and stay in a cabin for a month. Whatever it is you choose to do, it doesn't really matter where you go. If you can do it, hey, I say go for it. Or moving to a new state. Sometimes we have to pack up physically and move someplace different to hear a different voice. So whatever you decide to do, just know that taking a leap of faith can be an awesome and amazing feeling. So big, small, or in between, can't read my own writing. Oh, hitting the reset button shows that you are worth it and you aren't afraid to put yourself first. Every now and then, we all have to hit that reset button. And because if you don't, as I started out by saying, there's so many voices. You got voices in my left, your right ear, or my right, your left ear, and you've got them just all around you, telling you what you should do, telling you how you should feel. All of that can become overwhelming. So every now and then, you've got to hit the reset button. And you've got to take back your life and do something that's just for you. And you might be afraid. You may say, well, Michelle, I would love to go up to the Smoky Mountains and stay in a cabin for a month, but I'm afraid to go by myself. Well, if you don't have anybody that you can go with, then go by yourself. Take God with you. God should be with you everywhere, but take God with you. And just make sure you stay on the beaten path and you're not wandering out in the wilderness to encounter a bear or something like that, and you're going to be all right. Number 2, get comfortable with fear. I know you're thinking, Michelle, what the what? Yes, I said it. Get comfortable with fear. Now, in order to be your true and authentic self, I'm trying to see why this van is stopping in front of my driveway. It takes a lot of courage. It forces you to look at yourself as you are. Okay, look at yourself as you are right now. Not look at yourself as you were or who you could be, but look at yourself right now. I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry, look at yourself in the moment, like right now in this particular moment, and accepting and honoring who you see. Okay? Not everybody can do that. Every now and then, you've got to look at yourself in the mirror and accept and honor who you are. When you look in the mirror, do you like what you see? Because if you don't, then you might need to search yourself to decide what changes you need to make. When I look in the mirror, I'm not a perfect person by any stretch of the imagination, but I love what I see. I love what I see. I see someone who is caring, who is giving, who is loving, and I see someone who fears God and knows that God loves me so that I can love myself. Y'all, come on, let me keep going. So ask yourself, are you feeling afraid because what you want to do is actually what you want to do? Now I'm going to explain that. We want to do things, but sometimes the things that we want, because I love the air quote, want to do are not the things that we really want to do. It's what somebody else wants us to do. So that's why it's the question, are you feeling afraid because what you want to do is actually what you want? So keep in mind, when you're doing stuff, you can't live for other people. Other people, our parents, our family members, our co-workers, so forth and so on, they're going to want us to do things that we don't necessarily want to do, but they think it's a great idea. And it's wonderful if they think it's a great idea, but if it's not what you really want to do, then I need you to truly think about it, okay? If the fear is mainly about possibly being rejected, then I say go for it anyway. If your fear of whatever it is that you want to do is because you're worried about being rejected, then baby, do it anyway. Because people are going to reject you. That's just life. Everybody's not going to like you, and everybody's not going to like the decisions that you make. But if you're worried about being rejected, then I say go for it anyway. Unless God is not pleased with what you're doing. Otherwise, move forward. Now, if your fear is coming from wondering if it's the wrong path for you, then I would encourage you to pray. Do it and then move accordingly. Now, here's the thing. You should be praying anyway. No matter what you do, you should always be praying. But if your fear is coming because you're not sure this is the right thing to do, and we all have been there where you're thinking, I don't know if I should really be doing this or not, and that fear comes in. That's a different kind of fear. If you're feeling that kind of fear, I say pray about it. Pray about it first anyway, and then wait to hear from God. You have to be silent. Now, here's the thing. Before I move on, I have to say this. When you pray and you ask God, is this the right thing for me? He's not going to always instantly respond to you. So it may take a day, it may take a week, it may even take a month. But I ask that you be patient. So in the book, The Art of War, Stephen Pressfield describes fear and resistance as being more evident when you're living your truth. Come on now. When you are truly living your truth, you tend to have a little bit more fear, that's present. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's okay. This is because you aren't following the status quo. You're out of your comfort zone and you're unsure of the future. Oh, but on the other side of fear, however, is more clarity and joy. On the other side of fear is clarity and joy. But you've got to get over the fear in order to receive it. So the key is to enjoy the process. Anything that you do that brings about fear because there's change, I say enjoy the process. And this is why I always talk about journaling, because you can write down what you're feeling as you're feeling it. So life is a journey to get to know yourself. Remember to laugh and smile more often. We have so much to be thankful for, and the fear that you're feeling is the arrow pointing you in the right direction. Take the next step towards uncovering your truth. Now, before I go on to the last point, where I talked about we have so much to be thankful for, we really do. And this is why every night, now I'll be honest with you, last night I did not write in this is my faith journal, you guys. And every night I go and I write. As you can see, I didn't do it yesterday, so I am going to go. So here's, what's today? Saturday, Thursday. Here's Thursdays. I did that. I did not do yesterday's because I fell asleep. So I'm going to fill that out and then do my page for today because I want to get caught up. But there's so much to be thankful for. There's so much to be grateful for that I love writing in. This is called it's called Faith and Grace. But this is the Faith Planner from Happy Planner. And I absolutely love it because I love being able to sit down, have time with God where I can be thankful for the highs and the lows. That is my life. Remember I said enjoy the process? This is a perfect way to keep track of that. But I also have my gratitude journal. And the Faith Planner came from Amazon. This right here I found at Burlington, y'all, for $3. And on the cover it says, let the one who created you be the one who defines you. And this is my gratitude / faith journal as well. And I did not, again, write in it yesterday. But that's okay because this is undated. So I don't have to worry about that. And as you can see, you have a scripture reference at the top. This one happens to be Psalm 105. Thursday, when I wrote in it, it was Matthew 19:26. With God, all things are possible. So I always write the date here, and then I start to just write how this scripture speaks to me. And here in this section, you can write down what you're grateful for. But there's so much to be grateful for, and I brought that out to show you how you can write down the things that you're grateful for every single day. Now, will you miss a day? Absolutely. Absolutely. It's okay. Go ahead and just fill in as you get a chance to do it, but try to do it every day. Number 3, last but not least, release judgment. This is my favorite. Release judgment. So we care way too much about what other people think about us. I'm going to put a pin right there. I've talked about this before. We as a people, we care way too much about what other people think about us. And if you do that, or when you do that, you end up shutting yourself down. You begin to second guess yourself. Unless you're out here acting like a pure, unadulterated fool, stop worrying about what other people think about you. Because they thought bad about Jesus. Come on now. So why do you think they're not going to think bad about you and I? People are always going to think what they want to think. They don't know the truth. They don't take the time to ask questions. They just come up with their own story about you and your life. And you can't stop that. What other people think about you is none of your business. If you're living your life right and you're living your truth and God is pleased with what you're doing, baby, don't you worry about what other people think about you. You shouldn't care. I know I don't. So we think people are judging our looks, what we do, where we live, what we drive, what we eat, who we know, and where we work. So much so that it can be suffocating. The people that judge you don't have a pot or a window. Come on now. And nor do they have a heaven or a hell to put you in. So ask yourself these questions. Do you really want their judgment to dictate your life? Let me put a pin right there. Do you? I mean, I want you to think about this. Do you really want other people's judgment to dictate your life? Because if you do, that's fine. If you like it, I love it, as my Aunt Ann always says. But that doesn't work for me. Because if I allow other people's judgment to dictate my life, I would never be able to do the things that I truly want to do. Why? Because I'm always worried about what other people think. Next question. Do you want to take ownership of your life or give other people the power to rule your life? I don't know about you, but I don't. The only person that I can give ownership to rule my life is God. And that's because I know He's not going to misdirect me. Other than that, I would never, ever allow any other human being to rule my life and tell me what I can and can't do. And when I'm talking about in terms of what I can and can't be in life. No, you don't get to do that. And stop giving people the power to do that. And the next question, do you want to please others at the expense of your own happiness? Come on now. Do you want to please other people at the expense of your happiness so they're happy, but you're not? It's just like being in a relationship and your significant other says, I don't want you hanging out with these people, or you already had friends before you got in a relationship with that person. Now all of a sudden they don't like your friends and they're telling you who you can and can't be friends with. You can be friends with their friends, but your old friends, you have to cut them off because I don't like them. Well, you don't have to like them. They're my friends and I'm not cutting them off. If you can't accept my friends, then you can't accept me, period. Because if I cut them off, now I'm not happy because I'm being forced to be friends with your friends. I don't know them and I don't really want to build a relationship. I mean, we're cool, but I'm not trying to build that kind of relationship that I have with my besties. Do you understand what I'm saying? So stop putting other people's happiness before yours. Now, let me say this. Here's a clause there, because every now and then you will have to put your children's happiness before your own, because they need you. They depend on you. As our parents age, sometimes you have to put their happiness and their needs before your own. Why? Because they can no longer do the things that they used to be able to do for themselves, and they're counting on you. Okay? So, connect, express, and release. I love that. Connect, express, and release. You've done your part. Now go live your truth. Simple as that. Now, when you disregard your truth, you bring death to your soul and to your well-being, which means you won't be happy. Can I say that one more time? When you disregard your truth, you bring death to your soul and to your well-being, which means you won't be happy. I'm going to leave that right there and let you marinate in that. So here's your takeaway. The bravest people are the ones living their truth despite any fear they may be feeling. Don't run away from fear. It's telling you you are on to something big. And all you do, always be kind to yourself. Yo, I can't stress that enough. You have got to be kind to yourself. And it's very disheartening when I run into people and they beat themselves down because of something they did in their past. They beat themselves down for something that they might be doing right now. They beat themselves down because of what the future may bring. We got to stop doing that. We have to stop doing that. You've got to love you as you are right now. Are you perfect? Absolutely not. Am I perfect? No way. But I still love me in spite of anything else. I love me. You don't have to love me, but I love me. And I'm not going to change that for anybody. That's all about living your truth. Otherwise, you're living somebody else's truth. So everything I shared with you, I will put in the description box. Hopefully something I said resonates with you and helps you to be yourself and to live your truth, because that's really what life is all about. I don't know about you, but I don't want to get to the end of my life and I look back over my life, as the song says, and I think things over. And the song says all of my good days outweigh my bad days, so I won't complain. That's beautiful. I love that. But I don't want to look back over my life and I think about all that I could have been, all that I could have done, but I didn't do because I was so busy listening to all these voices trying to tell me what I should do, what I shouldn't do, what I should like, what I shouldn't like. No, live your truth. And as long as God is happy with your truth, then you're all right. He'll let you know when whatever it is you're doing isn't pleasing to him, and then you can tweak that. You can fix it, you can cut it out, or whatever the case may be. But otherwise, baby, live your truth. Stop letting other people get in your head and have you doing things that you don't really want to do. Now, having said all of that, I want to say thank you so much for giving me just a little bit of your time to speak life into you, to encourage you to want to live your best life, because that's really what it's all about. Go out there, enjoy first of all, if you're not subscribed to my channel already, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to tap the bell so you don't forget any videos. Don't forget so you don't miss out on any videos that I put out. So make sure you do that if you have not already done so. For those of you that have, thank you, thank you, thank you. If this is not your first rodeo, welcome back. To my newbies, welcome. Go out there, enjoy the rest of your evening, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Tomorrow is the Super Bowl, so I hope you all have plans. Me personally, I will be at home, at home, planning out my week for next week. Probably watching Christmas movies and drinking hot tea because it's going to be cold tomorrow and rainy, unfortunately. But enjoy the rest of your weekend, okay? I want you all to go out there and be the best person that you can be for you. You hear what I'm saying? The best person that you can be for you. Because that is what life is all about. It's not about pleasing others. Like I said, if God is happy, you're happy, I'm happy, it's all good. Love you all to the moon and back. And if you know me, then you know there is nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing, that can change the love that I have for each and every one of you. I want you to succeed. I want you to walk in your best life. I am declaring it right now that this is going to be the best year ever for you and for me. We are going to walk in our truth, and we are going to have the best life possible. Why? Because we deserve it. Love you all, and we'll talk again on Monday.